know we're here for SabiTrack. SabiTrack means a lot of different things to everyone in this room. For me, SabiTrack is ACT. And ACT is a fun phrase that I just came up with this morning, actually. It means accountability, clarity, and transparency. You're going to hear tonight what that means to everyone, starting with Oshobo Gidi.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm really excited to see everyone here. We didn't imagine we were going to have this many people, so apologies for those of you who are sitting at the back. My name is Olaiwola Oshoba, but I also go by Gidi in casual circles like this. So please, Gidi. So it's Gidi, Gidi. So I'm going to be talking to everyone here about a problem that I think everybody can relate to. I can actually almost bet anything that I have that everybody here has at some point experienced something that we've come to know as anyhowness in Nigeria. And, over the years, anyhowness has just, it has become a culture for us here in Nigeria. And for those of us who live here, when we see those type of things, we just take it as, okay, this is normal. But one of the things that we don't realize is the cost of anyhowness. And I'm actually going to be speaking to what that cost is. If we can put a face and a cost in terms of value to the problem that we have, I think it will be easy for us to realize how much we're losing and what we really need to do to save some resource, whether it's time or it's money, as the case may be. So the cost of anyhowness is my presentation. And the first thing I'm going to touch on would be defining it. So what does anyhowness essentially look like? So anyhowness, I don't know if anybody here can layer on it. Does anyone here actually know, when I say anyhowness, do you already get the gist? Oh my God, somebody experienced anyhowness with an Uber driver today? Or you experienced anyhowness with a vendor that you paid to do work, So I remember something that happened a long time ago. We had paid somebody to do a job, and then the person had said, I'm going to be at your place on Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, we don't find this guy. And I call him, I'm like, you're supposed to be here doing the work. And he's like, yeah, that he went clubbing over the weekend, and, I have to reschedule to Thursday. And I'm like, what do you mean? So anyhowness here for us is, it's accountability. It's just that frustration that comes, from people not doing what they say they would do. So in Nigeria, anyhowness is a silent tax on every project, missed promise, vague plans, whether you're making those plans with friends, and no proof of progress, whatever the case might be. Next slide, please. We've spent some time looking through this particular problem and putting a value to it, as the case may be. Now, when you think of anyhowness in terms of, on the personal layer, right, we thought about it where time is concerned, we thought about it where energy is concerned, and where momentum is concerned. Personal projects don't actually fail for lack of dreams. They actually fail because structure doesn't exactly exist. For some of us here, the way we manage projects is we do it on WhatsApp, right? A lot of us here who are professionals, we try, to defeat anyhowness by putting our plans on Excel. But Excel also doesn't exactly solve the problem, right? Because yes, you've put your plan on Excel, but then somebody still has to always go on Excel to manage all of those things. And then when you put a value on just the headache that comes with having to manage your Excel, having to manage Mutiu and I apologize if there's a Mutiu here, but having to manage Mutiu on WhatsApp, or you're building a project, and then you're in the diaspora, but you're building here in Nigeria, and you're calling, is it ready? And then with the advent of AI right now, anybody can send you a video and you believe that that's your project. We've also had cases of, people building from the diaspora only to come back home after 30 years and then you realize that you don't even have land. And all of those things actually exist because of, the thing that I call exactly anyhowness. So we've looked at anyhowness and how it impacts us as individuals and the tasks that we do, right? But then for some of us here who are business owners, or those of us who hate anyhowness, but then because we exist in a professional circle, anyhowness, we just find it creeping, within the work that we do. And then we asked ourselves, how does anyhowness actually impact businesses, as the case may be? And one of the biggest places that we realize it impacts is revenue, right? It impacts revenue and it impacts trust. And for those of us here who actually build businesses, we know that trust is a huge currency. And if people actually cannot trust you, then you're also losing money, right? So again, anyhowness, because you really cannot manage, a certain project in the way that it should be, we realize that, businesses are also losing a lot of value due to anyhowness. And then sometimes, right, as business owners, as the head of the business, as the CEO, you already have a vision. So a lot of us here actually want to do good work. But then if you've lived in Nigeria long enough, you realize that it's never really about you, right? By the time you put your team together, 90% of your team, if they are used to the culture of anyhowness, you really cannot grow a business. And then businesses die every day. A lot of businesses don't even reach the 5-year mark. Why? Because, again, anyhowness exists, right? From managing process to managing, tasks. Anyhowness is just something that eats deep into businesses, and it affects us, in our personal lives, and it also affects us from a business perspective. Next slide, please. Yes. Okay. So this slide here really just speaks to the significance of, how anyhowness impacts us. So low trust, as I said earlier, raises prices, right? Now, because you don't exactly have a system to manage projects effectively and efficiently, you're not having to do things in a scrappy way. And what we don't realize is sometimes a simple tool that would cost you maybe a subscription of $5 every month is better, right? But then we find people in Nigeria, one of the things that we've seen is people will say, okay, you know what, to catch anyhowness here, I'm going to hire one more person so that I can block this particular gap that exists in the process. But guess what? You're hiring somebody who is a professional anyhownesser. Permit me to use that word. And then you just keep compiling on that problem that exists. And then all of a sudden you have a bloated team, a bloated organization, and people just don't get their work done, right? And then it impacts you in the long run as a business. As a person, I'm trying to read, I'm trying to practice for something. It just impacts you. And when you place a value on that impact, you realize that everybody here is losing a lot of money every day. So, SabiTrack, which is why all of us were here. I'm actually going to invite my colleague, Rayo, to come and talk about something exciting that we've built. We looked at, anyhowness as a problem, and we said, you know what, maybe we should really attack this. But Rayo is actually going to come here to talk to you about how we decided to tackle the problem of anyhowness. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Okay, hey everyone. So I don't have a slide. I'm going to just talk from my head, and hopefully it makes sense to everyone. My name is Rayo, Muturayo, Turayo, Rayo. I answer to all. So based off of what Gidi was saying with the anyhowness of Nigeria, or just even people in general, what came to my mind is I'm a planner naturally. I love things to be organized. I love things to be detailed. I love clarity. I love people when people are accountable. And so I sat down and I told myself, how can we create projects and how can we make things make sense, right? And so what I decided to do, along with some other people, was just think through it, a project from start to finish. How can we make this work? And the best solution I could think about was breaking down your projects into bits and pieces and managing it that way. Because a lot of times you can start a project, life is going on. As life is going on, you're forgetting. You have this thing working on someone, the person is already building or designing or creating, and by the time it's already over, you have adjustments, and you can't, by the time you're going back, you have to deal with money, you have to deal with delays, you have to deal with, just the business of people. So SabiTrack comes in terms of milestone tracking, right? So, and as you're doing milestone tracking, you're working with a vendor, and as you're working with your vendor, each milestone, you are checking what's going on, and the vendors are providing proof, right? And proof can go with pictures or videos, and you can chat on the platform. That way and before you move on to the next step, as a project sponsor, you have to accept that, okay, this is okay, right? On the platform as well, you can manage scope creep, because we're human beings, and today I might want the wall to be blue, tomorrow I might want it to be yellow. And while you're doing that, as you're changing your mind, you are aware that because you're changing your mind, it's going to increase time, it's going to increase cost, and it's going to, change the view of different things. So SabiTrack comes in place as a milestone tracking platform whereby you are doing your project, and as you're doing your project, you are managing each thing on the go. So think of it more like if you're a technical person, it's more agile. So instead of as you're being agile, everyone's life is agile, right? Because again, today I might want Eba, tomorrow I might want Indomie, but you need to accommodate for that. And the people you're working with also need to accommodate for those changes. So with SabiTrack, you can also find your vendors on the marketplace or in the marketplace, right? So because I may be building something, I may not know how Nigeria works, but I want somebody that is credible, I want somebody that's reliable. With SabiTrack, we verify these people, we check these people, and we ensure that these people are who they say they are. And so that way, as you are managing your projects, you're having peace of mind that this person you're working with has some sort of credibility with them.
I actually don't know how to present, but I will tell you how each and every one of us here can use SabiTrack as individuals. Life has many moving parts. You are either moving to an apartment tomorrow, you are either planning a project, you are either looking for something to start. You have a 9 to 5, then you also have a side business. And there's your mom's house that you need to figure out what they're doing and see everything on the go. And you're wondering, okay, let me create a group chat for everybody. Everybody should be here. Everybody that is painting, or you are planning a wedding. With SabiTrack, you are able to put all of that on SabiTrack and manage each milestone. And when you say, sometimes you can say, I forgot, I might not even be able to manage this. You can assign a project runner that will go there and say, in real time, I've taken this picture for you, uploaded it, and you can see in real time what they're doing. For example, you're planning your wedding and you're not even in Nigeria, and they need to bead your dress, they need to change the color of the beading. You can assign a project runner to just go there and say, okay, do you know what? This beading, I don't like the way the V is. In real time, you're seeing what's being done, and your money, your time, and all your efforts that you're supposed to be using to do productive things, you're not channeling it into managing bids that could have been changed. Now, just like I just said, you're saving time, coming back and forth. Be clear proof. With SabiTrack, it's not a situation of, are you sure this is not AI? Now that we're in the AI world and everybody can type in something to say, this purple dress, type it for me in a purple dress. You are going there with real proof, real videos. So without the real proof, you can't pay any money. It's not a situation that you have paid a plumber and he has said, I've put the pipe there for you, but you can't see it. You're just walking based on the word of his mouth. With SabiTrack, you're able to follow through and with every evidence that you need. Now, shared milestone, meet SabiTrack for individuals. I have been going back and forth and explaining that. Shared milestones. For example, if you're looking to renovate a school or build a school again, and you need to first even raise money for it, on SabiTrack, you can raise money, and we can even keep track of it for you and say, do you know what? 5% of this money is going to this, to buying just sand, buying granite, whatever it is you need for the exact project. For SabiTrack, we have thought about it for you end to end. Do you need to raise money to even complete the project? Everything is on right there. There's receipt for everything. If you want to see when they beat the neck of your dress, if you're planning a wedding, if you want to see when they put the signage at the front of your building, if you're building a house, if you want to even see that, your child's school fees has been paid. For example, a lot of people, parents abroad, help people pay school fees in Nigeria. You can channel it through SabiTrack because you're sure that the school itself is receiving the money and you're not going through any scam process. Once you accept that you're okay with everything, on SabiTrack, that's when you release the funds. You don't release the funds until you're sure and certain that this is exactly what you have paid for and what you like to see. Okay, yes, like I have said earlier, the templates are moving, how it works for you. There's the scope. What am I looking to do? I would say, for example, my wedding. The first milestone will be venue. Where do we want to use? You go there, take a picture. Does he have water? Does he have changing room for me to be comfortable? Why should I choose this over that? How many parking space does he have? You can assign a project runner that will check every single thing for you and say, okay, yes, it meets everything that you specifically need. You don't necessarily, even your event planner would be on the project because at every point that she delivers one by one, you can pay her one by one and every other vendor on the app. So once there's a milestone and there's proof that you are comfortable with, like Raya had said earlier, you can want purple today. Tomorrow, your in-laws can say, do you know what? We should do this wedding on the island. We shouldn't do it on the mainland. You shouldn't be stuck with the fact that, I might have to give this hall people back 5% because I already booked earlier. It just helps you to be sure. Then you pay, and that's it. Everything is intact. For example, now, sponsor view for diaspora, and for everybody that's abroad that is either sponsoring a child in school or has a building project. We hear stories every day about how people that are building things in Nigeria come home and they don't meet anything. With SabiTrack, that's the gap we're feeling. Even if there is a project that you're doing and you are not here, you can be rest assured with SabiTrack that you would be on track. That's why we're here. So, everyday use cases, Africa, diaspora. For example, we all have artisans. We work with artisans every day. Artisans are the bane of our existence, but at the end of the day, we need them to get things done. A SabiTrack vendor is a verified vendor that will give you peace of mind, closing every gap that you need for whatever project or business you do.
So I'll just be talking about, for now, the B2B aspect of SabiTrack. But I'll just love to address a question that came from the spectators during Tolu's own presentation, right? So SabiTrack also suggests your milestones. So take, for instance, you have a project. Maybe you're trying to build a construction company, and you put in, once you just put in, we're trying to get the AI, right? AI is coming into everything. So we have the AI system that is actually in the pipeline that will be able to break down everything for you, right, into milestones. So once you put what you want to do, it automatically generates it and breaks down everything into the appropriate milestones. So you don't really have to go down to type everything yourself. So the AI already knows what you don't know. The AI knows what you know already. So it actually helps you simplify like every single thing. So that's also in the pipeline. So what we're talking about today, right, is the B2B aspect of SabiTrack. B2B aspect of SabiTrack is also in the pipeline, and I'll just be giving you the use cases and scenarios, right, why you use SabiTrack for your business. So I own a business, right? I own a tech company, so I have a team that works under me. It's very, 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 very tedious putting together like a whole team, the activities of a team from the beginning to the very end. And you know, when you have a team, you manage so many projects. So projects can be as simple as like delivering something, right? So projects can be as simple as buying something, inventories, right? So when you have a lot of people around you, you have a business, right? Your every day-to-day activities can be covered by SabiTrack. So please, can you just move to the next slide? So, okay, I'll just be talking about like the main concerns, right? Why SabiTrack business was actually being brought together, right? So many people actually use the manual tracking and the status chasing, right? So I have a product manager that works under me. So every day I have to like come and meet her. Mary, what's up? What's the team up to today, right? So it's always very tedious when you have to like call your manager, like what's happening today. Your manager have to go and meet the team members and get reports and come and give you. Like, it's so very, very tedious, right? So what SabiTrack business is going to do for you, right? It helps you create the department. Now, we all have businesses. You have different departments in your business. You have the HR team, you have the finance team, you have different teams. So you can be able to create your department, right? And add those team members into those departments. So just take, for instance, right, you own a construction company. So you have the engineers that work on site, you have your managers, you have people who supplies, and you have people who manage them, right? So you can be able to create like a team, the departments, different departments that functions in your business, right? Add those individuals and you can be able to see everything. Now, some of us here who own our business, right? It's so very, very difficult when things are scattered all around. Now, I think this is the end of the year. Most people are doing yearly audits. So I think as of last year week, I was doing my company's yearly audit and I discovered that so many things were being scattered, right? So you have this data here, you have this, you have to call this person to be able to tell you your the finances, the money that moved out of your business, the money that came to your business. So what SabiTrack can be able to do for you as a business owner, right? So just imagine you don't need to have follow-up with those your managers, you don't have to follow up with anybody. You just have to come to your system, right? You log into app.SabiTrack, the business part of it, and you can be able to see all activities that is going on. So you have a project manager that is running a project. He has a team under him. So you can be able to see whatever that team is working on, the updates and the progress. So please, you can move to the next slide. I'm going to wrap things up very, very fast, right? So now what happens when you're using a manual process, right, is you can be able to, you discover that your walkabout work, right, is 25 to 35% of the front time. So you spend time, right, tracking things than spend time solving the problem. So most people that owns business, right, you are there to solve problem. So you shouldn't be thinking about what is happening now, right? You can be able to set up a system, right? Automation is one thing I always believe in, right? If I speak to you today and I tell you, okay, I need this thing delivered, so and so, maybe I can tell you, okay, please, next time, while we're working on this, remember that every Mondays, I need my deliverables this, right? That's an automation. So whenever the person, you are conversing with that person, right, you remember that you've actually automated this process, right? So SabiTrack Business is going to help you automate your process. Now, your manager knows that every morning, right, he gets a notification from SabiTrack that you're supposed to give the status of all the people that works under that particular theme, right? So it automates, you have the reminder, like you don't need to go and start calling, oh, John, what's happening today? I thought today is supposed to be the client's meeting. So automatically you get a notification of what's happening, right? And you can see an overview. A major issue, right, in businesses is actually in payments, right? When you're managing different projects, right, and you have so many invoices all around, you have so many payments to be made, you might skip them. So you discover that you have so many things scattered around, like you're not concentrating on even the main problem, right? Because you are trying to like gather things, and so many things might skip your hands. We're all human beings, we all make mistakes, right? So I think there was a time in my business, I actually forgot that I had the deliverables for a client that particular day, a demo, right? So everybody forgot about it. So, but with SabiTrack, you can't forget about it because you're going to get reminders, notifications. That's a very major update that people actually take for granted. So imagine that tomorrow you're supposed to make a payment to a client, and today you're getting reminders. Oh, you have 1 day to your payment. On the day of the payment, you're getting a reminder that you have a payment to be made today. After the payment, that you actually skip the payment, you have an overdue payment. You can be 2 days overdue, 3 days overdue. Something that keeps you in check is always very, very important. Please, you can move to the next slide. Okay, so for the SabiTrack for teams, you have the owners, which are the business, right, which I spoke about, business owners. You have the vendors, you have the sponsors, right? You have a project that you're trying to like manage, and you have the internal teams and you have your external teams, and you also have vendors that actually work with. So some people, right, you're into business of selling, so and buying and selling, right? So you have vendors that supplies you something. You own a food business, for instance. So you have people who supplies you maybe the food stuff, and you have your internal team that collects those food stuff, right? So now what we call the cross collaboration, right? So you can have the cross collaboration where you can be able to invite the externals, right? And you have the internals also in one particular place, all being managed. Is very, very interesting. So now it saves you a lot of talk. I don't like to talk plenty when it comes to work. I want to be able to solve the task when I come in. I don't want to waste too much time, right? So it's a very interactive class. If you have a question, right, you can just stop me through, right? Because after this, I'll be showing you a live demo, right, of what the SabiTrack apps actually looks like. You're going to see all the whole talks we've been talking about. You're going to see it live, actually in action, right? I'll be demonstrating that. But I'm just giving you like how the SabiTrack business is actually going to help you, and it's going to like increase the performance of your business. So you can be able to have cross collaboration across your own team and external team. You can invite someone who supplies you turkey, who supplies you chicken, right? And you know that there's a due date when you need this chicken. Now, take for instance, you own your food business, you know you're running out of your chicken on Friday, right? And you need a vendor that's going to deliver that. You invite your vendor. By Wednesday, you get a reminder that, oh, okay, you need this particular stuff by Thursday. You can be able to do your follow-up. The vendor comes on the app, uploads maybe the chicken that he has for you, the turkey. If you're not okay with it, you can say, oh, this chicken actually looks small, because there's a major problem, what you ordered versus what you get. You understand? That's a very, very big problem in Nigeria. Especially people, they'll come on Temu. I ordered this thing on Temu. What I saw is different from what I ordered. Do you get? So we try to like make the system right, solve those problems for you. You can be able to get live updates, right, for whatever is going on. Whatever milestones that is being created, you get the updates, you see exactly what is going on, and you can be able to sign off. So I'll just be thinking about the live feature, right? Please, you can just go to the next slide, though. So, but I'm just trying to wrap up things, right? So there's what we call the approval workflow. I'll be speaking a little about that, right? So most companies and most people who own business, right, actually forget the fact that there is approval to everything. You have your finance team, right? If your finance team is to make a payment today, right, and you're the CEO, you own the company, you own the business, the finance team cannot just go and say, I want to transfer this money. There's approval. So it has to go through somebody. Now, the approval workflow helps you to be able to pass approvals and sign off each actions that is being taken for audit trails. This is what we call audit trails. Who did this? When was it done? Now, something might go wrong in your company, something might go wrong in your business, and you have no idea who did that, right? Who actually logged into this system, who initiated that transfer, who did this. You start asking questions. This one will say, oh God, I don't know, it's not me. This one is not me. So what SabiTrack Business is going to do for you, right, is going to help you, give you the audit trails. You can know who actually made a particular transfer. You can know what exactly everybody's doing in your system. Just like you have a CCTV, right, in your house, and you are monitoring your staffs, right? So anybody that wants to do anything can come to you directly and say, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. So I'll be rounding up this particular aspect of the B2B, and I'll be showing you the live demo, right? So just give me a second. Let me just connect this. Sorry, the media team, I'm going to need you to do a switch for me. Okay, so enough of talks. This is time for you to see it in action, right? So I'll just be creating, this is the B2C aspect of SabiTrack. You can visit app.sabitrack.com. You can also visit sabitrack.com. You actually see everything about SabiTrack, right? So this is sabitrack.com. This is our website. You can be able to see everything what we do. You can see the for sponsors. You can learn about the vendors, the about us, the career page, and everything about SabiTrack. Sorry, let me refresh this page. Okay, good. My network is back. Okay, so I'll just be logging in straight, right? So you can sign up, right? We have the sign up as project sponsors. These are the vendors and the collaborators. The collaborators is actually in progress, right? The project sponsor, you own a project, you can come to SabiTrack, you can create those projects, right? So I'll just go straight into the login, right? Let me take you into the dashboard, what you're going to see when you log into SabiTrack. Okay, I'll be very, very fast in this demonstration. So if you have any question, just cut me short, right? And I'm going to come back to it, right? So we have the dashboard, which is like the overview. You have to see your project metrics. You can be able to see on the sidebar, you have your project management, you have the communication forum. That's a chat, right? You can chat with your vendors. What's happening at each stage, what's happening every moment. You can be able to have a collaboration channel with them. This is the payment history. All payments that have been made on your project, right, is actually still returned back to you for easy audit. So I'll just go straight to creating a sample project. Okay, so now while creating a project, we take some important information from you to be able to help propagate this project. So now I'll put in a project name. Let's say we're planning for a Christmas party, right? This is the December period, right? So you have the Christmas party. I'll just put in the events and entertainment. So now you can be able to upload images about the party. Sorry, just get this done. So now we have a feature, right? This is, do you want to be able to make this project shareable? Now, you want to be able to share the project to your friends so they can see what's happening, right? You can be able to toggle toggle that off and on, right? And you enter a project description. I'll just put in something dummy for now, and I'll just move to the next part of it. My network, oh God. Sorry, MTN is quite stalled here. Sorry, let me just move this. Know what's happening. Okay. Okay, so now this moves us to the timeline and the budget aspect of it, right? So each project that is being created has a proposed start date and actually a proposed end date. So now this helps you keep time, right, of what's happening in your project. So I could just put in a particular date. Maybe we're starting this project today, and the project is going to end on the 24th, right? So this is the project duration, 7 days. So you can be able to select your preferred currency that you want to be able to initialize that project in. Now you have what we call the total budget, right? What's the total budget of this particular project that you're working on? So I'll just put in 60,000, and I'll just move to the next. Oh God, so sorry about the delay. The network in this place is very poor. Like I can't even connect. Okay, so now this brings us to a very important aspect of your project, which is the milestones, right? So milestones helps you break things down. You have goals, right? Everybody have goals. So you have goals and you have objectives. So objectives are a subset of your goals. So just look at it like milestones are the subset of the project. Now you have a Christmas party. Now what are your milestones in a Christmas party? You have your event. The person who is coming to what? The event decorator, right? So now you have a milestone for that event decorator. When is this person going to come? What time? Everything about it. I'll just be showing that, right? So I'll just be using this milestone event decoration, right? So now each milestones, right, have a start date and an end date. So I'll just using starting on the 18th and end on the 22nd. And you have the allocated budget, the rate, the description. You can be able to attach supporting documents, so they can be able to see that. So now this brings you to deliverables. Each milestones have a deliverables, right? The event decorator has what they are going to do for you at a particular period of time. So you can be able to put in down that particular deliverables, right? So I want, this is not descriptive enough, but I'm just using this as an example. I want a beautiful event decoration, right? So now this brings you to the invite vendor. So you can be able to invite the vendor that is going to handle that particular decoration part of it, right? So now the platform actually provides you with verified vendors. You can be able to see different vendors that actually correlate with the project that you have. And if you have your own vendors outside, right, you can be able to invite that vendor to the platform. So this is like the invite external vendors, right? So just for the purpose of this demo, right, I'll just be inviting this vendor to the project. Okay, so now I've invited the vendor. I'll just go to the breakdown of this. We have the terms and condition. Then I agree. Then I submit the project. It's a very, very simple thing. In less than a minute, you've set up your project. So your project is already set up. Now the vendor is going to get an invitation. Like he sees an email address, an email notification on his own email address, talking about the project, the milestones, and what he's been invited to. The vendor can now log into SabiTrack, right? So this is where the vendor does his own part of it. You can come to SabiTrack and log in, right? And you can be able to see that particular invitation that you've been invited to, right? So, okay. So now this is the Christmas party, right? This is the project that I was invited to. So I'll just go to the project management. You can be able to see all the invitations, pending, all activities, what is in progress, what is completed, and what is actually pending. So you can move further. So I'll just accept. So now this is the milestone deliverables, right? Okay, sorry, this is an old. Sorry, this is an old. Second. My network is very slow here. Okay, I'm just wrapping up, right? So now this is the project that was being created. So I can be able to accept this project. You can have your negotiation terms if you're not okay with it. So I'll just accept this project invitation. I'm the vendor right now. I've accepted this project. So now the project sponsor gets a notification that this project has been accepted, then you can be able to move further. So what SabiTrack does for you is we don't want to hear the story of I finished this project, you are not being paid, right? So we have a wallet-based system, right, that we collect the money and put it into an escrow. So when the money is being deposited into an escrow, right, the project sponsor has that money in his project balance. It's what we call the project balance. That money is going to be there for that particular project. You can't touch it. So now this gives the vendor an assurance, right? The vendor has a wallet, right? And this is what you call the pending earnings. Now, this pending earnings is once I'm a sponsor, I put that money in my project balance. Automatically, the vendor is seeing it that this money is there. But you won't be able to remove it, except the sponsor says, I'm going to disburse these funds, right? So, but just gives the assurance to the vendor that nobody is scamming you here. You can be able to do your project and everything is going to go well with it. So I'm just going to be very fast with this. I'm almost done with the presentation, right? I'll just be showing, one more part of it. Okay, so now this is the fund wallet. So now if your wallet is based in Naira, if your wallet is based in euros, we have the payment processor that can be able to collect your payments and fund your project. So this particular project is actually in Naira. So you have the top up the project balance, right? Which is what I actually spoke about. So now this project, I can be able to pick a project. This is the Christmas party that I created. Now I pick a milestone, the event decoration. So I want to put that particular money, right? I can put maybe 2,000, right? Once I fund this project balance, automatically the vendor gets it in his pending earnings, right? I won't really take much of your time, so I don't bore you. I'll just be showing you the last part of this, right? Which is the funding. Yup. Good. So we have what we call the fundraising. It's a very interesting feature, right? So many people have projects, right, but don't have the money. So SabiTrack also helps you raise funds for projects. So once you create a project and this project is shareable, you can be able to see the project. This is the attachment actually attached. Now this is the budget of the project. This project is currently pending. This is the timeline of this particular project. Now I move on the right. You can be able to see the milestones, right? This is the milestone that was added. This is the date. And the ending date, this is upcoming, right? So you get the latest updates. So people that actually contributed for your project don't need to call you and ask you, Oga, what's happening? What's happening today? You understand? So they can just come to this link, right, and see everything that is happening. There's transparency. It's not the one that you collect somebody's money and everybody's zone off. No. So we actually have a medium where you can be able to see this. So I'm just going to show you how you can be able to, people can donate for your project. So we have, sorry, let me. Okay, so I think I didn't set this project to be started, so you'll be able to donate. This particular milestone is not yet started. It's starting on the 18th, which is tomorrow. So once you set up your donation, right, you'll be able to start donating. People will be able to donate to your project. This particular link has a fund project. I think I have a project that is on. So let me just go there and get this link and see. Let me see whether this is still on, so I don't really waste much of your time. So sorry, if you have any question, right, okay, good, right. So this particular project is actually on, and the milestone is on. So you can be able to click on contribute to this project. Now you have the PayPal business. People diaspora can be able to contribute to your business. You have the Stripe payment, and you also have the Paystack, which supports Nigerian payment. So I can click on pay with Paystack, right? So I can select the currency I want to pay. Maybe I want to support with 2,000 Naira. What's my name? My name is Cletus. So we also have the feature, right, that is called anonymous. Some people want to contribute to your project, but they don't want you to know about them, right? So once you toggle this on and off, right, so you can just put in your email address, and you only pay now. The person who owns it will know who contributed to his project. Now you can see that this is the payment processor, right? You can be able to transfer to your Paystack. You can be able to use your bank transfer card and whatever means of payment, right? So I think with this, I'll just be wrapping up my presentation. So SabiTrack is actually a wonderful application that is actually here to stay. Helps you ease your life. So there's nothing in this life than when everything is easy for you and automated. I love automation, right? I love everything. I don't need to always come back and do something every time. So once you've been able to automate your processes and your project, right, all you just need to do is monitor the process, which SabiTrack is actually here to do. So I believe that SabiTrack, each and every one of you sitting here, you have something you're doing, you have a business, you have something in your mind. You might want to raise funds for your school, right? You're going to school. You don't need to call your dad and tell your dad. Just surprise your dad. Send him a link. This is what I want to do. And he can be able to even pay your school fees through that. You see, you get your money immediately to your account. You withdraw your money. If you like, go and use it and go and do the remain in school. We are not there. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. My name is Cletus again. If you have any question, I don't know. I'm just going to take one question if there's any question.
Well, we can do questions at the end, but I want you guys to really clap for Cletus.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's go for your mind. Can we get the mic working?
Spare me a tall, pretty lady. I feel the time by your side. Take it slow and steady. Ignore that shit, let it slide. You know what you mean. You give the things I like to feel. Free your mind.
Sing with me, free your mind. Sing it like this.
Free your mind.
Sing it.
Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
Let's come up that.
Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
Okay, sing with me now.
Free your mind. Free your mind.
I'm gonna start from the beginning. Do you guys get that? So you're just gonna sing.
Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
So I'm starting from the beginning now.
Spare me a tall, pretty lady. I feel the time by your side. Taking it slow and steady. Ignore it shit, let it slide. You know what you mean. You give the things I like to feel. Oh.
Okay, free your mind.
Free your mind, free your mind,
Yeah.
free your mind, 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 Your love keeps me warm.
Let's go.
Unconditional prisoner. Your love give me something I want. Your warmth give me something to feel. Your love give me something that's real. So true love. At the end of the day, this is true. True love. Deep in my soul, you're dangerous. I cannot trust. Still I want more. True love.
Free your mind now. Are you ready for me? Let's sing together.
Free your mind. Free your mind.
Let's go.
Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
How do you feel about that one? I chipped in one of my favorite songs called True Love. I think it's one of the most well-written songs ever. So, this next song, I feel like no matter how much of a hard person you are, no matter how much of a stoic person you are, or no matter how much of a cold person you are, when you just give people a part of yourself and it goes different, it goes sideways, there's what you feel. Whether you like it or not, you feel betrayed, you feel cold inside, you feel broken inside. This song I'm about to perform right now is called Broken. As an artist, as a songwriter, I tend to live life. I tend to not hold back. I tend to express myself. I tend to be. The fact that you don't want to accept it means that you are broken.
So much to give. Why did you leave? You let me bleed. Got me down on my knees. You play down to my weakness. Used it against me. God is my weakness. Lately I've been losing touch with the human I got inside of me. Maybe I just think too much. Trying to get used to this inside of me. Broken. My heart's in pieces, frozen. This time speak them broken. Get your mind.
You know what? I don't want to sing that song alone. I'm going to teach you this part of the song. I'm going to sing it for the first verse, don't worry. But now, I'm going to call you guys to sing along with me. It goes like this. Lately, I've been losing touch. Can you repeat after me? With the human I got inside of me. Maybe I just think too much. I'm trying to get used to this new side of me. So it goes like this.
Lately I've been losing touch.
Sing after me.
Lately I've been losing touch.
Okay.
With the human I got inside of me.
Okay.
Maybe I just think too much.
She's the only one answering me. What's going on?
Lately I've been losing touch.
Okay.
With the human I got inside of me.
Okay.
Maybe I just think too much.
Okay.
Trying to get used to this new side of me.
So it goes
Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The silence picked them broken.
Can we have that?
Get you off my mind, it would take some time. Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The silence picked them broken.
That's all. So when I call you guys on to sing with me, you sing. That's why I want you guys to sing with me. That's not all, but that's all for you guys. Don't worry, I'll take the rest myself. Are you ready for me? Okay, that's good.
Why did you leave? You let me bleed, got me down on my knees. You play dumb to my weakness, used to decrease me. God is my witness. Let's go. Lately I've been losing touch. Let's go. With the human I got inside of me. Maybe I just think too much. Trying to gaze to this inside of me. Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The silence breathing, broken. I get you off my mind. Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The silence breathing, broken. Get you off my mind, it will take some time. Lately I've been losing touch with the human I got inside of me. Maybe I just think too much. Can you gaze to this inside of me? Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The silence breathing, broken, yeah. Get you off my mind. Self-forgiveness, showing kindness to myself. Everything was put on the shelf for you. I'm losing myself for you. Self-forgiveness, showing kindness to myself. Everything was put on the shelf for you. I'm losing myself, losing. Let's go. Lately I've been losing touch with the human I got inside of me. And maybe I just think too much. Should've gazed to this inside of me. Broken, my heart's in pieces, frozen. The sun's picked up, broken. Get you from mine. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Oh yeah, that song is out everywhere, by the way. It's called Broken. My name is Caleb O'Neill. Caleboniel. Have a great night.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone feeling tonight? Good? Okay, well, my name is Jay, and I'll be moderating this conversation with Raya, of course, our founder of SabiTrack. Can we just give her a hands of applause? Hi, Raya.
Hey, Jay.
Okay, so we've heard, the presentation from your team and everything, but tell us about your own personal experience with dealing with people in Nigeria, with vendors and projects.
Okay, so I think the one experience I can say is back when I was still living in Texas, my mom was she was building a home.
Okay.
Or no, actually, she was trying to buy something here in Lagos.
Okay.
And, they would confirm something with her, like, oh, everything is fine, this and this. And so one day she came to visit. I had moved back to Nigeria, so she came to visit. And the first alarm for her, because she had already sent money and everything, first alarm was she went to the office, and there was no office.
Oh.
And at this point, she didn't really know how to react. The kind of thing where your mind would, like, everything would flash before your eyes. But then, eventually she was able to, like, with the help from people, she was able to track things and figure them out. And it was a situation of what I ordered versus what I got. Like, it wasn't, they had, how will I say it? It was a situation of they had promised her something, but it ended up it didn't deliver. And when it's time to collect the money back, it was story, right? And so things of this where it's like, okay, we're asking her back at home, okay, how did you guys meet? How did you guys do all these things? Where did you do your check? What was going on? So yeah, she did everything. But at the end of the day, it was a situation whereby all these things were done on chats or the thing of like, there was no proper vetting. There was no proper like accountability on both sides. Because like for her, I'm like, come on now, you should have, known better. But then again, like one thing I've learned moving back is that people are talkers and they can sell you your life and you would buy knowing it's your own life. So that was an experience that I was just like, man, like if there was a proper way of just handling things and doing things, it'll be a lot better to just manage.
Okay. I mean, now we have a proper way of doing things. So, you know. Okay, so talk to us about your early users. I mean, on the website, you have some feedback from people that have used your app, but just talk to us about that process.
Okay, so because SabiTrack is so versatile, we have some users. Or well, the one user I would like to talk about is we have a person who is building a school, and as she's building a school, she's done the phase one of the school, but then now she wants to fundraise, and her people she's trying to reach out to are people also outside of Nigeria.
Okay.
So with SabiTrack, we're able to white label it for her to be able to fundraise, right, and get funds needed to complete her school project. Now, obviously, we're not a fundraising platform or anything like that. This is just now to give donors peace of mind that they're not being scammed. SabiTrack provides that ability for the person raising funds to put the blueprint on there, the progress of what they've done so far, and so we can on the platform, the donors, if you've donated, you can see, okay, this is what my money is, and they provide the person building the school provides her her updates of what they've done so far with the money. So you're seeing that, okay, this is what my money is going towards, as against, oh, just fundraising and then in the hopes of like I'm helping somebody, but the money is really just helping one person. So we've been able to use the platform to like help in school construction.
Okay, that sounds really good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so obviously we talk about SabiTrack a lot. I mean, you know, on a daily basis. But what's one challenge that you and your team have faced, and essentially, how did you guys overcome it?
I'm trying. I don't want to brag, but I haven't really. God has been faithful. I haven't really faced any issue that we haven't been able to overcome, if that makes sense. I have been blessed with people who have just come up with ideas and solutions and have just made things happen. Especially because I'm somebody that moved back last year. So it's like I'm adjusting to Nigeria and I'm also building. And I have been favored to meet people that have been able to help. And it's like, again, this is something that I think is in the room. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe outside. He's probably chilling. But this is somebody that me and him were brainstorming what I can do as of March. We started building in May, and we were live by my birthday, September 10th. So it's been very, I've not had any crazy challenges to say.
Okay, we thank God.
We thank God.
So I look around the room and we have a lot of investors, you know. So please, can you talk to us about what an ideal partnership with SabiTrack will look like?
I mean, you can talk to me after the show. I said after the show, after the event. But essentially, we have things that we believe would, I guess, be more appealing. Like we are growing. I don't know if they spoke about the lifestyle manager. I know they spoke about the B2B. We have our B2C out. We have like promising leads with companies who would like to use us in terms of like for the all-in-one system, invoicing, payroll, external vendors into their team, workflow automations.
Okay.
We have lifestyle manager where we are, this is your literal go-to that will help you, remind you about like meetings, like your day-to-day activities will keep you on track, keep you honest, keep you like, hey, you're running late for this or that. So we have promising things, and we have areas that we plan to enter, or markets we plan to enter as of 2026. So.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
So before I open up to the audience, just one last thing. Where do you see SabiTrack going? What does the future look like? I mean, minus offering me a job, but
In terms of where I see SabiTrack going, again, it's not. I see SabiTrack going places outside of Nigeria. I see it because, again, it's a tool that I believe people should use. It's a tool that I believe that You know, it's not just your westernized Jira or Asana or Trello. It's a tool that is built for Africans with Africans in mind. So it's a tool that, you know, a lot of things are not. And something I also noticed is I'm building and using Jira and I'm paying in Naira, but I'm paying this thing in dollars. So it's not, there's also the price sensitivity of it. There is the, okay, understanding how the market in Nigeria, Africa works, whereby you need a project runner that would go and be your eyes and ears on ground to go and verify that is actually good morning, right? Because a lot of times it's a situation of, oh yes, this is your land, this is that. But they have built something and they're showing you pictures, updates of somebody else's place, and they're saying it's yours for you to come back and it's not your place, right? So SabiTrack has like the situation of Africa in mind, and so I feel like it's not just for Nigeria, but I feel like it's for Africa as a whole and to progress outside as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so audience questions. Do we have any question? Yes. Sheila. I'll go first. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Is this a mic? Wow. So you just mentioned vendor credibility and building for Africa. A lot of people have mentioned it while they've been performing or presenting, sorry. And my question is, how do you go about verifying vendors? If I say I'm a stylist, how do you check my clients? How do you check my work? And how do I get approved for your platform?
Okay, so as a vendor, you can apply to be a vendor, but when you apply, you're unverified. That's the first step, right? So a member of our team, as of right now, we do the groundwork. We go check everything that you've said you've done, that you are who you are, the work that you've done. So there's a lot of groundwork that we would do just to verify that you are capable of doing what you can do. And then once you've done that, you come on board on the platform as verified. Now, should you, for instance, be working on a project on the platform and a sponsor has complaints about you, we have a rating system, right? And so once you get to a certain number, and that's let's say you drop below 3, or let's say you drop below 3.5, you get a warning, because at the end of the day, we want to create a platform whereby you are like being a stylist is great, but are you on time? Are you accountable? Are you honest with what you're saying? Like, it's, you know, so we want to just make sure that we are vetting these people and making sure that they can do what they say they can do. That's one, but they are also doing it in a timely manner, and they're also doing it honestly, and not just taking your money and trying to take your money and run away.
Perfect. Any other questions?
Hey, as a vendor, how do you bridge the learning gap? What come on your platform? How do I learn to use it? What are you guys doing about that?
How do you learn to use it? So we have a product demo on the app, or we're building that on the app, whereby as you come on the app, let's say you have like an informational like eye stuff, you hover over it, it will tell you, okay, this is what you need to do to register. Let's say, oh, it will kind of show you, okay, this is your industry. Like, so you have a drop down, you pick your industry, pick your category. It will show you, okay, once you've registered on the app, there'll be a pop-up box to say, okay, you know, you are now registered on the app, you're unverified, till a member of team comes and verifies your credentials and everything you need to do. And as a vendor, when you're coming on the platform, you have like, you go through your normal like NIN, your normal, what do you call these things now? BVN, no, well, we don't do BVN, like KYC. You do your KYC just to ensure like, you know, everything is all right and checks out right. No,
So I think what he's trying to ask is the informal sector, how do you bridge that gap? Because there are some of these guys
I don't know how to use the app.
yeah, but
Okay, so that's a good question. So what we do have, so as a vendor by themselves, so another avenue of how vendors can also get visibility is we have a collaborator aspect. So now, in what you're saying, now that, like, let's say, not you, but let's say, you know, you don't know technology, right? And you're trying to come on. So you can have a collaborator who is somebody that will help onboard you, and a member of our team as well can onboard you and just show you, this is what you need to do, this is how you upload pictures, right? It could be something because as a vendor, your job is just honestly just to upload your pictures and your videos. You're not doing more than that, and your funds are being dispersed if you are doing you've done the work, right? So, but then we also have a unique aspect of a collaborator who, let's say in this, let's use an example of like a construction company. On the construction company, you have like a bricklayer, plumber. Let's say those people are not educated. They will be under the umbrella of the collaborator, whereby the collaborator would help them put the work that they've done onto the app. So that's how we bridge the gap.
Thank you.
Thanks, Raya, for the Q&A so far. My question is more so around the business model. So feel free to ignore this question if you're not ready to share. But I was curious about how you plan on making money. Is it going to be commission from vendors or charging customers? That's question one. If you don't want to answer that one, my second question is going to be, what does success look like for you in 2026? Is it number of vendors you have on the app, number of customers, completed projects, et cetera, or just revenue? I'm curious. Thanks.
Okay, so for question one, so we spoke on so we have two different pricing models, right? The B2B aspect will be more of a subscription based, right? So now, for instance, we have different packages, but depending on what the company needs it for, right? And then we can white label it as well to fit just your organization, where it's just, it's part of you or part of your company. So that's the B2B aspect. The B2C aspect is going to be more on a percentage based of what the total cost of the project is. Right, so like the higher the total cost, the lower the percentage for us, and so I guess you call it the reverse of, like, so you have a low project, the higher cost, and then higher it is, the lower the cost of percentage. And then question two, success, I believe, will be on revenue.
Thank you, Ryo. So we have time for two more questions. Josh? That was your question? Okay.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Rayo.
Hi.
So my question is just simple. So you said something about, or if I have probably a project, I'm in diaspora, but I have a project in Nigeria, and then you have your members that are going to go verify. So do I have to pay for that? Like,
Yeah,
how does that work?
So those are called project runners, right? So let's say you're starting a project, you're building a project. There's going to be a prompt that will ask you, do you want a project runner? And we'll explain what a project runner is and who a project runner is. Now, a project runner is independent of your vendor, right? But that project runner is not just anybody. That project runner has to be also in that industry, because I wouldn't send somebody that caters to go check if the foundation of a home is leveled, right? But so that the project runner is going to be in that same industry, but it's not working for that industry, because the whole goal is not to say yes, it's working, to be biased, right? And that project runner has his or her own dashboard. So as the vendor submitting their proof of evidence of whatever they've done so far, project runner 2 as well is doing that as well, just to kind of give you that extra layer of peace of mind to ensure that A is A and B is B.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. So, Ryo, last thing for today before we close out. What is the call to action?
I don't know. In what sense?
So for us, like, we have a lot of people online, we have people here. What is your last, for us to remember? SabiTrack will track your life, but, what else?
Like my host has said, act. You're looking for a platform or something that's accountable, that's clear, and that's transparent.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll give it back. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I'll come back to you. One question.
One question. How legally covered are you?
How legally covered are we?
Privacy, because you'll be dealing with a lot of people's data information. That's a big issue these days. How legally covered are you? Trademark, patent, regulations. How covered is SabiTrack? Why should I not sue you if you lose my data or you are careless with it? Because it's a major issue.
Yes, it's definitely a major issue. And in terms of our patent, we have that taken care of. In terms of our trade, no, sorry, not patent, trademark, we have that taken care of. And we were able to do our, I don't know what they call it, the NID, no, not NDA. No, not NAFDAC. Data protection. Yes, I don't know what we have our data protection. We have a legal team who they're pretty comprehensive, and we've ensured that everything we're doing is on track, and as well as our platform and product. In terms of your projects, they are private. It's not anyone can see the projects you're doing. Everything is our engineer has been able to like encrypt that data and just make sure that your data is your data as well. Jay, Sophia has a question. Oops, sorry.
Hi everyone. Well done on SabiTrack, right?
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask regarding the project runners. Do you have like options to provide your own project runners for people abroad that
Yes.
don't have the know how to hire here, or you have to hire independently as a SabiTrack user?
So you mean like if someone that's in the US wants to hire a project runner?
Yeah, so I already have people managing my project as someone abroad, but I need that extra 2FA.
Yes.
You said, so,
Yeah.
and I don't have anyone that I know that I can trust. So do you have certified
Yes.
project runners that?
So we have a marketplace where you can get a project runner. So as a vendor, you can when you sign up or register, there's a question I'll ask you whether do you want to register as a project runner. So then it will explain what a project runner is, and then you can opt in. So for instance, let's say you're a construction company, or let's say you're an event planner, and as an event planner, maybe someone has not picked you to be their event planner, but they're looking for a project runner. You have that option of being their project runner. So we have a marketplace. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I had a question regarding the platform and collaborating there. So would they need to download an app, or would it be on a website that they'll be able to have login credentials and collaborate on there? Because I know if we subscribe, we have our own login credentials, and we might have an app or login on your website, I think, from the demo. So how does that work? I think to piggyback from her question, if you have your own projects runner in quotes, how do they log into the platform without having to pay for a subscription?
Oh, so they won't pay. It's just a one payment thing. And as a project runner, you can invite that person to come on the platform as a project runner or as a collaborator. And so when they're registering, they'll register as a collaborator, because there are three options: project sponsor, vendor, and collaborator. So the person will come on as a collaborator and sign in or sign up.
Sign up.
Yeah.
And it can be on the website?
Yes,
or
so
the
it's
app?
going to be both on the app and website.
On website, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Raya. So, Sheila?
Hi, it's me again.
With another question?
Do we have any more questions from the room? No?
Oh my God.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rayo and Jay, for moderating that chat. We loved hearing straight from the CEO's mouth. Please give it up to her, please.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for coming and staying all the way to the end. You guys have heard about SabiTrack from tech department, from operations, from founders, and I hope you guys have been able to tell us what SabiTrack is about. And as your agile host, I want to throw it back to you. I have a question for you guys. Can anyone tell me what ACT is? ACT.
Accountability, that's what I...
Okay, that's all she remembers. Does anybody remember the C? Clarity. Does anyone remember the T? Transparency. Wow. Give it up for yourselves. Amazing. So thank you guys so much for staying till the end. Just final words for SabiTrack. You guys have heard about the product. You've met the team. For the rest of the night, please feel free to mingle with the team, ask them more questions. Again, you guys are all doing projects in your personal lives. You guys are all potential users, potential sponsors. Currently, what SabiTrack is doing is we're looking into institutional investments. And as a community-based app, We're here to serve you guys, but I also want to give you guys the opportunity to serve yourselves. We've all, we all use applications on our phone. Instagram is my favorite app. Snapchat, I don't really use that much, but I still have it on my phone. And it's very rare that you get to be there day one. If you guys look around the room here, there are a lot of people doing cool, interesting stuff. We've had the chance to talk to one another, find out what we're doing. I want you guys to check in, make a friend, check in on what they're doing, because you don't know where they're gonna go in 5 years. And so, SabiTrack is here to stay. You've heard the team, you've seen the team. If you guys want to get involved day one, please find a member of the team, find out how you can get involved as a sponsor, user, investor, in however form that looks like for you. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. We're ready to close the event. Please feel free to, again, mingle, make a friend, talk to the SabiTrack team, ask us more questions. It's been great being your host. You guys have been an amazing audience. Kisses. Mwah!